The definition of contingency approach in management, in leadership, and in employee. The definition of contingency approach. As you can see, an appropriate style of management is dependent on the context of the situation, and adopting a single rigid style is inefficient for the long term. Contrast with other forms of leadership in the organization. Contingency approaches are beneficial to the organization because of the potential of learning in certain situations and applying this lesson to influence future management for the same or different situation. This is to make sure the employees can adapt to the external pressure that can give them advantages, either individually or to the organization. Furthermore, the result of contingency approach can produce well-rounded leaders who are able to develop their skill in multiple areas. Second definition of contingency in management aspect. Based on the theory that management effectiveness is contingent, dependent upon the interplay between the application of management behavior and specific situation. In other words, the step you manage should change depending on the circumstances. Also, this states that leaders will be able to exert more influence if they are able to have a good relationship with the other employees. For your information, an effectiveness leaders should know that just because of one approaches to the other individual or an issue work well in the past, but it doesn't mean that it will work again when the individual situation or the task is not same. Definition of contingency in leadership aspect. An individual can be effective leaders in one circumstance. Contingency leadership is a philosophy that a manager's leadership style is contingent on the surrounding environment. In other words, the contingency of leadership states that effective leaders is contingent upon the situation to their hand. It depends on whether the individual leadership style befits the situation. According to the theory, someone can be effective leaders in one circumstance or other. Definition of contingency in employees aspect. Employment model that is offering non-permanent position to workers having a few extra hands on decks is safe to fulfill the sudden and seasonal requirement without exceeding the expense limit.
The types of contingency approach. Actually, there's a lot of types in contingency approach, but for instance here we got Fidelis contingency theory. This theory is talking about the least preferred CO worker LPC scale that being used for their employees. Not just that, this Fidelis contingency theory also emphasizes disposition leader as primary characteristic to lead in organization. Do you know the top 3 contingency approach that being used in organization? Here we go. First, we got contingency in management, contingency in leadership aspect, and also leadership in employee aspect. But wait. The most common used contingency approach in organization is contingency in management. This contingency approach in management is there is no universal way to manage. This is because in organization, it's about manager and employee. So, for example, if organization having a problems or issues, so the employee need to give their opinion to manager, and the manager need to concern the opinion that they receive to together solve their problems. Second, the decision making in contingency approach management, it depends on situation. If organization need to settle the problems or any issues either from internal or external, so they need to gather think about the way to complete or to solve the problems between the employee and manager towards the successful in organization. The next point is important. The managers don't need to good in communicating. For example, they don't know what to done the task. So the manager need to communicate and leading their employee to done the task that be given. And this is also for the future of organization.
The first one is contingency approach can improving the quality of decision making. I said because contingency approach can give a wide range of way for manager to react for the problem that happen in the company. Petronas, I think, how they want to manage, they want to reduce the demand and lower a price during a pandemic COVID-19. They taking deliberate step or decision to manage the problem by strengthening their resilience and ensure long-term sustainability. This way show that Petronas ensure that their employee remain committed to a specific. The second one is creativity at display. Creativity at display means contingency approach can help to identify of those managers who are able to take the right decisions. Okay, for example, there is a problem that the company need to solve. Every manager in that company will look smart, but when there is a contingency approach, only the smart one will be able to solve the problem in the company. This is benefit to the company when the company is faced with a problem. The first one is time consuming. Every manager want to list out the problem that can be happen in the company. Why they want to list out? Contingency approach cannot be defined clearly what the contingency problem can make to the future. So if the company or managers want to list out the problem, then that list will be a long-term and time-consuming process. It's a complex process. It's not a simple thing to do. I said this because contingency can never be defined what the contingency can make to a strategy that the company already have. When it comes with a bad problem, it's very hard to handle, to control it. Contingency approach is like something that we cannot predict in the future.
Basically, my point is based on advantage and disadvantage of contingency approach. First point is improving decision-making skills. This approach is strongly advised and appropriate for usage by managers, executive, or staff members. Number 2 is creativity at display. This management or employee in the organization is well trained and competent to handle any upcoming circumstance. Number 3 is time consuming. I believe I am going to suggest reducing time restriction. Organization must make conclusion by conducting a recruitment process and seeking for candidates with expertise in handling in managing risks. Okay, my last point is complex process. Okay, I recommend using the effects and then analyzing the causes behind each one in this procedure. Okay, give each member of the management team who are handling a respite of the problem. Using the data gathered from each department, select the best option, and everything will be done.
So we have explained to you guys about the definition of contingency approach, types of model, advantages and disadvantages, and also the recommendation. The conclusion is, contingency approach is a management theory that suggests the most appropriate management style depends on the context of the situation. So this contingency approach is important for a company because all of the companies can manage the problems also improving their skills based on their experience by using the method. It showed the company's ability. How are them to remain flexible in the company to solving the problems so that the crisis on the company will end with positively. So thank you for watching our video presentation and I hope you guys enjoy it. understand what are we trying to explain to you guys. So thank you. Bye bye.